Welcome to SFN, your preeminent source for space and defense news and all things tangentially related. We're your hosts, loyal to the foil here at Houston Mission Control, and we've got Alara of Sirius in low Earth orbit, and we're here live every Sunday night.
What's going on, Space Fam? Here we are, Sunday night, Space Force News, episode number 63. I believe it's 63. What's going on, Spacetriots? I see you out there. What's going on, Severe? Good to see you here. Haven't seen you in a while. George Nada. Loyal to the foil. Who's that? I don't know. Rainbow Snuggle Fritz. Desert Fire. Southern Cat. What's going on, Bran? Forest Friend. Miracle Girly. Good to see ya. Leyland. Truth Quest with Aaron Moriarty. Good to see you, friend. Zephyr Rain. Austin Morris. Greg Herrera. Sol Rico. Jimmy James. Death by Rust. There's my dancing cat. What's up, Up 3? Pammy Rutledge. Christina Fisher. Successful Sarah. Congratulations on your awesome Cancun pad. I'm so happy for you. You're just killing it out there. Thank you, Silent Bob Ross, for the EMP. That was so sweet of you.
Yes, thank you so much. And Sean Joe for the cookie.
Thank you, Sean
and Lord
Joe.
QAnon for the phone.
Laura QAnon. Good to see ya, man. Thank you for the phone.
Hey,
Christina
Mom.
C. Asshead. Hey, Mom. Good to see ya. Right on the tail end of Asshead there. Wasn't that great? Jonah Sark with the cookie. Thank you so much for the cookie. Mel Tulip. All right, friends. Sheeple beware. Here we are. Live on all platforms. Hey, Adam Hug-a-Pug. Hugs back to you. Yeah, man. So lots going on. You know what I'm saying? Lots going on in the space world, in the defense world. Foil's gonna have a field day today. He's gonna have a field day today with all of us.
Yeah, buddy.
What's up, Day Tripper? So yeah, but on our first order of business, I think it's really important that we start with an amazing thing that Foil found. First of all, Foil, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
You're good? You're welcome. I really genuinely care about how you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Do you believe that, or do you not believe that?
Yeah, I believe you.
You do? I got a wand now, too. So, test me. You know what I'm saying? We can have Battle of the Wands.
Right. I hear I got a red one coming.
Right back at you.
I'm stoked about this red one that's coming. Yawanda, if you're out there.
Yeah. Shout out to Yawanda. I hear I've got some nifty gifts coming. And I'm very super excited about this and be able to share them with everybody. And, yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. And you never have enough pyramids, guys. Never have enough organite pyramids in the house, in my humble opinion. All right, so on to the first order of business here. Russian rednecks. So this is an actual thing.
This is a thing.
This is
so important.
Thing. All right, so let's we got to show the people. This is some good stuff. All right, here we go. So Russian rednecks.
Yeah, redneckitude level 10.
How did you
show them the video first?
Okay,
I mean, I'm always looking for crazy stuff. Always looking for crazy stuff.
You.
This is amazing.
Ой-ой-ой. Пацаны, пиздец, что сейчас будет. Давай, родные, ебать, историю делаем. Ну чё, народ, погнали нахуй.
Yeah, buddy.
Right.
You got this. Look, in his underwear and his jacket. Oh, that's great. Can we watch that again?
Right. I love it.
So we got to break down what this actually is after we get done playing the video.
Yeah, buddy.
Пацаны, пиздец, что сейчас будет. Давай, родные, ебать, историю.
Oh, by the way, Severe's latest music video, Alex Jones Was Right, got played on Alex Jones's show. And, woohoo! And, yeah, Laura QAnon did the video. She did an awesome job. Shout out to Laura. And Severe's video got played on Alex Jones, so that's just super cool. Right?
Yeah,
all right, back to
awesome.
The Russian rednecks.
Ну чё, народ, погнали нахуй.
I love Russians. I can't help it. All right, so let's go back to the... All right, so what do we need to break down about the Russian redneck situation?
Yeah, you gotta show them the... So here's the deal. So apparently, there are good old boys in Russia that are literally learning about redneck culture
Boy's got a Confederate flag on the dog, man.
From watching shows like Smokey and the Bandit, all right? Yeah, to show them the next one. I mean, you know, they're doing pretty good. The camo, the plaid.
Look at that.
You know, they got the dog, pickup truck.
Wasn't there a sticker on there, too, that was, like, legit?
Well, show them the next one. I think it might be on the, I don't.
It's on this
the
one?
Other.
Oh,
yeah,
look at his
well,
license
you're
plate.
thinking. Yeah, his little license plate one there. Thanks, Racing Gray, for the can. So, you know, and I love this. Ivan Burakov thinks he had to go through too much bureaucracy before he was allowed to buy a gun in Moscow. That's right, Ivan.
Right.
What up, Woke? Good to see ya. Thanks for the shades.
Hi, Scott.
Yeah, so we've got. Ya. Can you imagine if the Russian rednecks and the American rednecks could just come together, you know, to advance the cause of redneckitude around the world? It would be a beautiful thing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, buddy.
All rednecks of the world unite, right? Not just Russian rednecks.
First order of business, we got to put a call out for some help for some people in the community. That's what we do around here. We help other people. We take care of our own. That's just how we roll. So I hear that AP could use some help right now. I guess he's got an eviction situation coming on. He didn't tell me about this. I just found out through the grapevine, and he could use some help. So if you find it in your heart to help, you've got the ability to do so. We're going to drop his Cash App link in all of the chats.
His cash tag.
His cash tag. If anybody has the link to his actual Cash App, that would be super cool.
I typed too many letters there.
But it's $AP9889. So that is it. And if anybody can find the actual link, that would be, yes, you're right, Laura. You are Alex Jones famous now. Isn't that great? Right? Hey.
Something we should all aspire to.
We should all aspire to be Alex Jones famous. You know what I mean?
That's
not a bad thing.
If not, what are we doing here, man?
Right? So yeah, hopefully it's been dropped in all the chats. AP could definitely
there we go.
help. He's going to get evicted if he doesn't come up with a couple grand. So please, if you can help, please help out. Hey, Phil Christopher, it's good to see you. Hello, ladies. Love the Russian rednecks. Yeah, we love them too. We absolutely love them too.
Good to see you, Phil.
In the second order of business, we have another friend in the family who needs help. This is, would you like to explain this one, Foyle?
Yeah,
to the
our friend First Branch. So those of you on the Foxhole probably know our friend First Branch. His brother is having some medical difficulties, and it's really impacting their lives at the moment. So there's a GoFundMe that has been set up. I had mentioned it on my channel the other day. They still need help, guys. If you can, you know, $5, $10, $15, I'm sure means the world to them. Are you going to drop the link, or do you want me to find it? I'm trying to do that.
Yeah, let me.
Okay, if you guys can, it's appreciated. If not, I'm sure prayers help. So, you know, much love to you guys. We know you're a great community, and you always help people out when they're in need. So if you can, it's appreciated.
Yeah, this community's for sure saved me in some times where I was having a difficult time. So, yeah, thank you so much for your help, you guys. Really appreciate that so much. Hey, Leah Worth, good to see you, Toots. Haven't seen you in a while. And there's Babs, Miss Babs, and her awesome attitude. Babs in the house, everybody.
Hello.
All right. So are we done with the Russian rednecks? Does that mean it's time to move on to the Space Force news, Foyle?
Right. Yeah, and definitely go check out Severe stuff, Red Pill Music. Let me see if I can find the link, and I will drop that. Yeah, go ahead.
That would be great if you could drop Severe's link. Yeah, buddy. Always supporting the Red Pill Music Band. There's no other kind of music. Well, I mean, you know, no other kind of music we should be listening to. This wand is rather groovy, actually.
I'm a fan of them. I'm a fan of them.
Okay, so what are we going to be going into today before we jump into it? My brain is scattered today. New Space Force Operations Vision, 2024 Space Force Budget, monitoring threats in deep space. Did you know they consider deep space anything away from the dark side of the moon? I didn't know that.
Imagine that.
Anyway, Neuralink is now going to be saving memories. Isn't that fantastic? Kind of like that movie Final Cut. I loved that movie, actually. Did you see that movie, Foyle? Final Cut? It's a good movie.
No. Maybe. I don't know.
It's like something I would write, for sure. When I saw it, I was like, man, this is something I would write. This is something I would come up with. So, yeah, we're really living it now. We're living Final Cut. SpaceX responds to NASA. We've got, of course, NASA Russia news. Then Foyle will be going
Russia.
into her...
Yes.
Huh? Yeah,
I'm going to
Russia.
We got to talk about this, guys. We got to talk about this.
There's a whole list of things that we're going to be going over with regards to Russia. So I'll let Foyle address that when we hit defense. Chinese rover finds glass beads on the moon. That's kind of interesting, right? Like, we didn't know there was glass on the moon, but it's nice that they're finally starting to drip tell us about the glass on the moon. Life-saving plant extract. We've got hemp rebar. Hacktivists to Ukraine's defense. China to regulate AI. Inspector General pledges comprehensive assessment of UAP. Overclassification of UAP. And so much more, guys. So stay tuned for your awesome episode number 63 of Space Force News. Right, Fuller?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Man, back me up, man.
Space Force.
Ooh, Severe says he's getting a band.video channel. That is slick.
He's getting a what video channel?
A band. That's Alex Jones's video platform. Band.video. That'll be awesome. I will push that on every show that I do. Yeah, I put the link to the Twitter video because God knows I can't find. I got 57 things up here on the screen right now. I'm looking for it, though.
Everybody's leveling up. Look at this. Isn't that great?
I know. Awesome.
Good to be here with you guys. Okay. U.S. and 6 partner nations sign on to new space operations vision. The United States, alongside 6 partner nations, has released a vision for future space operations focused on interoperability and responsible use of the space domain. Yes, ma'am. The 3-page combined space operations vision 2031 released Tuesday was developed by the United States, Australia, Canada, France, Germany, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom, and aims to increase cooperation among the partner countries as well as promote security in the space domain. CSPO is an initiative to address the overarching need to encourage responsible use of space, recognizing challenges to space sustainability, threats presented by technological advances, and the increasingly comprehensive and aggressive counter-space programs of other nations. The document's release comes amid heightened concerns about irresponsible actions in space and follows Russia's anti-satellite test in November, which created an estimated 1,500 pieces of trackable debris. The vision outlines 4 objectives: prevention of conflicts, unity of effort, mission assurance and defense and protection, and lays out 6 lines of effort within those objectives. Yeah, buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got to find a new word. We're completely wearing that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Did I say
like
hi to
it's
Mom?
just a part of my it's just a part of my vocab. Thank you, Life of Brian, for the shades. Miracle Girly for the shades ×2. Thank you. I just say it's just, it's programmed for me to say that at this point.
Yeah, buddy. It's getting bad too.
Yeah, buddy.
It's like all we say anymore. It's like, we gotta come up with some new stuff, Will, is all I'm saying, And
inshallah.
Yeah, what we've decided we're gonna work on too is it's clothing. Because TeeSpring sucks.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's on the agenda whenever we can actually get time to take care of it. But yeah, we've decided we're going to do something about that, but it's going to be different from what we've been doing. Right? Was I not supposed to say that? Was that illegal?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't believe in the illegality of things. Leah Worth, thank you for the cookie. Loyals Royals Cookies. Sounds like a plan to me, man. Loyals Royals Cookies. That sounds great. Editor at Large with the phone. The heavens declare the glory of the Lord. Yes, they do.
Yep.
Amen.
Allison
N with the shades. Yeah, look at you guys with the love tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, friend. Yeah, you like yeah, buddy, Mom? You gonna start saying it too? That'll be when she starts calling me yeah, buddy. I'll be like, oh no. Even Mom's on it now. 2024 Space Force budget to show large pivot to China fight. This is a shocker.
Surprise.
Air Force Secretary Frank Kendall is pushing a large pivot in the fiscal 2024 budget to prepare for the China fight. China is the focus behind Kendall's 7 operational imperatives outlined in January, the first of which is a resilient space order of battle. Resilient space order of battle. That sounds kind of cool.
Sounds important, right?
Yeah, it does. He is intent on making a large pivot in the fiscal year 24 to get after the China fight. And the analysis behind what we need to invest in is happening in those 7 operational imperatives. Development of a national security space architecture that is less vulnerable to adversary threats, one that includes redundant systems in multiple orbits, incorporates beefed up protections against cyber attacks and jamming, and is less reliant on single point ground centers.
I don't know why they wait until 2024 to do all that. They better hurry up.
Right. The crucial end date of that China pivot is 2026. That is when the service needs to have capabilities online to support the new space order of battle. The new space order of battle. Why did I repeat that? I don't know. Including both systems in space to support other domains and those required to protect and defend U.S. satellites. Noting that the U.S. is falling behind the power curve in the race against space threats from China, as well as Russia. Yeah, why does that happen every time I'm live?
What you got going on over there?
He's stressed. Shut up, dude. I'm gonna need Kleenex, dude.
You got buggies? Like, what's happening?
Yeah. Yeah, this is all bad right now, and I can't even get the toilet paper from behind.
Oh, buddy, better find a sock or something.
See, I knew I had this for a reason. I'm not gonna fully blow it right into the mic, guys. I know you were hoping for that, but I'm not. We're not doing all that. We're not gonna do all that, but yeah. No other time. Watch, I'll pull one out. It'll be just hanging on my nose.
God
right?
forbid.
Right? Wouldn't that be great? They're talking about losing pants out there. Man.
Yeah, just no TeeSpring. Just go naked.
Have we just leveled up on Space Force News?
After midnight, you're supposed to take off your pants. That's how that works. I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't mind if you took off your pants now, Alara, but, you know.
I'm not taking off my pants. Clearly.
Just
that's
throwing it out there.
Right? Thanks for throwing it out here. The crucial end date of the China pivot is 2026. That is when the service needs to have capabilities online to support the new space order of battle, including both systems in space, to support other domains and those required to protect and defend U.S. satellites, which I already read. Noting that the U.S. is falling behind the power curve in the race against space threats from China as well as Russia, he stressed that 2026 is the fight we've got to get ready for. Why is 2026 the fight we have to get ready for?
They keep pushing that. I think they're going to be a little late.
Right? Like,
yeah,
why is it
yes,
what's coming in 2026? Is that when we're getting the fake alien invasion? I mean, you guys know you're thinking that out there, too. Hey, Alexis, Jace, good to see you.
These articles were written pre-invasion, you know, and so they've been estimating that they have a couple of years until China goes to try and take Taiwan, right? Which
something's coming in 2026, dude. I'm telling you, they do this every week. It's 2026. We gotta get what's happening in 2026.
Yeah, something.
It's just like it's getting to be like Antarctica. What is gonna happen in 2026? So we gotta decode that for sure, guys. Like we certainly. Gotta
please, can we not decode that?
Can we please decode it? Yeah, Foil hates that. Foil hates.
Can we not decode it?
All right. Space Force expands its ability to monitor threats in deep space. Space Force has awarded Northrop Grumman a contract to deliver a prototype of its new deep space advanced radar capability, or what?
Is this SpaceX?
No, it's Space Force.
Oh, Space Force.
Yes, ma'am. But thank you for staying on me. Okay, so where was I? Space Force has awarded Northrop Grumman blah, 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 prototype of its new deep space advanced radar capability, or DARK. DARK. It's called DARK.
Yeah.
It's called DARK. To help the service monitor objects in geosynchronous orbit, the new ground-based radar system will help Space Force detect and identify small space objects or satellites, prevent collisions with debris or other craft, and track potential threats in these distant orbits where many critical early warning satellites are located. A Northrop Grumman press release published today states that $341 million contract with Space Force's Space Systems Command is to develop a prototype radar system for DARK Site 1, the first of 3 planned DARK installations. DARK installations, that sounds great.
That doesn't sound ominous at all.
All right, that doesn't sound ominous, right? The first system is projected to be delivered in 2025 to an undetermined location in the Indo-Pacific region. I bet I could take a few guesses where that undetermined location in the Indo-Pacific region is. Space Force is also eyeing locations in the United Kingdom and the continental U.S. for 2 additional DARK sites, planned for 2024 and 2025, respectively. See? They're getting ready for the big 2026 whatever's coming down the pipe. See what I'm saying? What's
Certainly seems to be something.
I don't know, man.
Thank you for the cookie, Miracle Girly. She appreciates the calm color of highlighter that you're using.
Thank you. Yes, I went with
nice.
blue tonight. You can't tell that I went with blue because it looks green on my white screen. Maybe someday I'll level up and get it to. I'll get dark mode. I have dark mode on everything but my articles. You know, but I've gotten where I like the highlighter. You know what I mean? Like it's a thing, and
it's the highlight of your night.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think it would be the same without it. You know what I mean? So, the dark sights are intended to track satellites and space debris in geosynchronous orbit. Many details about the system remain unknown, but Space Force leadership has stated it will be more advanced than existing radar-based or optical space surveillance systems and will offer a greater degree of space domain awareness for geostationary orbit. It'll provide 24/7 all-weather capabilities that increase the ability to detect, track, identify, and characterize objects in deep space. By developing 3 of these dark sites, Space Force aims to have a more persistent global coverage. Grenier calls the geosynchronous orbits deep space. Most definitions state that the beginning of this region to be much further away, past the far side of the moon, although there is no consensus on where it actually begins. There's no line on where deep space begins. That's interesting. You'd think there'd be like a line, but there's not. I mean,
this is not like deep space. This is deep space.
Right. To be like a space line. You know what I mean?
We need more delineation, guys.
Yeah. It's possible the system is intended to look beyond geosynchronous orbits, a region of space for which the Space Force is developing concepts of operations. Ooh. The system will ensure the service can protect and defend our most valued space assets against adversarial action. Yeah. Russian satellites have been launching projectiles, and there are concerns about more destructive capabilities in orbit, such as satellites equipped with high-powered microwave weapons. Buddy. You don't even get a yeah on that, just a buddy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Aside from these destructive capabilities, there is also the very real threat of non-destructive attacks. American satellites are currently facing reversible attacks such as jamming, laser dazzling. What is laser dazzling? And cyber attacks.
Sounds snazzy, though. Like,
right?
Ooh,
a global system consisting of 3 proposed dark sites would go a long way toward tracking these potential threats. So yeah, lots going on with the
Racing
Space
Ray.
Force. Lots going on with the Space Force.
Shades.
Thank you, Racing Ray. You ladies do a great job. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for your love, friend. We appreciate it. And the cookie from, what is it? La Martinez 05 with cookie. Hello, ladies. Well, hello to you.
Hello.
Martinez. Yeah, hello. Here we are. I need to speak more directly into the mic. Is my gain not up high enough? Again, there's no way. My gain is up super high. Y'all really can't hear me?
It's a thing with your mic. If it's not like right there, it sounds
Yes, Layla, I haven't mangled any words yet, but we'll get there. Don't worry. We will absolutely get there. You can count on us for that. Every time.
Right.
The King of Mars. Yeah, so the King of Mars showed out on, this is funny, Adam Carolla tweeted this too, I saw that. So yeah, Adam Carolla called Elon a stud because of this tweet. Starlink service is now active in Ukraine, more terminals en route. And that was the response to...
Yeah, they asked him for help, and within 10 hours, he redeployed his Starlink fleet of satellites to help out the people of Ukraine.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't want to lose internet.
Yeah, so, now they got faster internet than a lot of us. So,
right?
Hey.
Yeah, buddy. All right, so what else do we got to go into with Elon? Your favorite guy. Your dude. Elon Musk claims Neuralink's brain implants will save memories like photos and help paraplegics walk again. Here's a reality check. So, yeah, basically he's, you know, this article, I'm not really going to go into it because we don't really have time. But helping paraplegics regain their independence. Musk hopes that also they'll be able to cure brain disorders and even save memories so people can revisit them like photo albums.
It sounds like that Black Mirror episode where everybody recorded the stuff into their lens and then they could go back and watch their videos or watch their memories or whatever, except this would actually just be, you know, in your brain.
I don't really want to watch
creepy
my
stuff,
memories.
man.
Could you control it though? I wonder.
Yeah, you could control
Like,
it, but
you could be like,
I
"No,
reckon
don't wanna see
other
none of
people,
that."
other people probably could too,
Like that
and
party
alter
where
your
you got
memories.
wasted.
And
You know what I mean? Where you did some really embarrassing shit, or that time when when I was 5, when I won't even go into it, but all that type of stuff, you could just delete it. You could delete the file, or what? Like, how does that work?
I mean, I don't know. Theoretically, on the Black Mirror episode, I don't think they were allowed to delete stuff. Like they had to keep it because also, if the police needed to pull it and see from your perspective what you recorded, they could come right there.
I'm gonna go live in the jungle or something. I'm gonna go live in the jungle and grow vegetables and avocados.
In the jungle.
Do
Welcome
rain
to the
dances
jungle.
and stuff. I'm gonna see if I can get to the point where I can do a rain dance and it'll dance. It'll rain. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Gotta have goals,
I should try that
I
around
guess.
here. That would flip foil out if I'm like, hey, I'm gonna make it rain, and then go out there and start doing a rain dance. Would you join me if I went out in the yard and started doing a rain dance?
No, ma'am. No,
Why
I will
not?
watch you though and record it for Twitter. That'd be great.
You're such a jerk. I thought we were gonna do TikTok videos, man. What happened
Oh
to
yeah,
that idea?
yeah. There you go. We can totally put it on TikTok. Then you'd get accused of cultural appropriation. It would be some whole big shenanigans. We'd get canceled. It'd be a thing.
Yeah, that would be a super disturbing job, Severe, as being a cutter like that, having to cut people's memories. Like, that whole thing is just freaky. There's a lot of parallels between what's going on right now in that movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember those people got tattoos on their faces so that they couldn't... I can't remember now, it's been a long time, but they got tattoos on their faces so that they couldn't be tracked in some way or read or whatever. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but... It's crazy. Didn't we have an article about this not too long ago where people were getting some kind of tattoo on their face that interfered with some kind of technology? Didn't we do an article on that recently?
Well, people were doing things to their face to defy facial recognition.
Well,
that was a while ago.
Same basic idea, and it's it's already out in the mass consciousness. It's already having. Yes, Leyland. Elon is a real life Bond villain. He pretty much is, right? But Foyle likes villains. That's her thing. So Neuralink's brain implant will save us from AI annihilation. I gotta read this one, okay? Even in a benign AI scenario, we will be left behind, guys. But with a brain-machine interface, we can actually go along for the ride, says Musk. First off, Thank God. First off, the kind of super intelligence Musk is afraid of remains science fiction, with computer scientists divided on when and even whether it will ever arrive. Many think it is at least a few decades off. Secondly, Musk envisions his brain-computer interface as a two-way communication mechanism, so even if Neuralink succeeds in delivering on Musk's grand vision, its brain implants could just as easily be used by super-intelligent machines to control humans as they could be a means for humans to ensure their dominance over super-intelligent machines. Has it not occurred to this dude that the AI that's already here and is assimilating us into AI would then get us to build things like this so it could assimilate us into it? Like, has he not thought this through? That there's no way that he
I'm pretty sure he's convinced that the people that don't have any sort of upgrades, right? No sort of electronic interface or computer upgrades to their corpus will essentially be like drunken monkeys. And then everybody that is able, like the point of Neuralink is supposed to put us into a symbiosis with the AI. Like, he insists that this general AI is coming, that it will be so far past the average human that if we do not find some way to exist in a symbiotic relationship with this thing, that we will essentially be left behind. But at least, if this is his argument, right? At least if we get the implant, that will leave some portion of us able to somewhat keep up with the continually advancing, artificial intelligence networks.
That was an extra long landing on that. Yeah, I absolutely will not be getting a regular ass Neuralink implant in my brain. Will you?
I'm not trying to. Regular ass Borg. Exactly. I'm good.
And I like what Greg Herrera
I'll be a
just
drunken
said.
monkey. It's fine.
Greg said, "Why don't we focus on activating our DNA and foster our natural abilities?" Yes, sir. That's exactly what we should be doing, because this is absolutely not the way to go. But to tie this article up, BCI will restore mobility for people with spinal cord injuries. They got to get past killing monkeys first, don't they? Like,
yeah, after they kill enough monkeys, I reckon that they'll move on.
BCI will treat neurological conditions like Parkinson's disease. The brain chip will give superhuman abilities to able-bodied people. They'll be able to, you can get those by simply activating your DNA, like Greg just mentioned. You know what I mean? Like, but people just don't know this. They don't know. They're not taught.
Thumper Rose, it doesn't have to be an implant. There are external adapters that could be used and removed, like they use them now to control drones. There's two-way communication between the brain and the external helmet that then transmits your translated brain signals to control drones or other, weaponry, like they're using it in the military right now. So it doesn't have to be an implant. But, of course, they're going to push the implant because you can't take that out.
Also,
not without,
they're going to be able to
significant effort anyway.
They're going to be able to insert the brain chip in less than an hour with general anesthesia. But this is going to be easier than my dental appointment tomorrow. This is wild.
Yeah, he foresees like mall kiosks. Like you could literally go to the mall, the B kiosk. It'll have the little brain surgical
Wasn't that in
robot.
Total Recall? Wasn't that in Total Recall?
Something like that, yeah.
Right? That's so creepy. Super creepy. Time to go live in the woods, guys. Time to go live in the woods. That's all I'm saying. Like, learn how to farm. Go live in the woods.
Treehouse.
Because it's going... Yes. I'm going to have my treehouse.
Or if we get the boat, man, if we get the ship, we get enough people to go in on the ship.
With that.
Just go out to sea.
Yeah, we all do, Babs. I need to improve my sense of humor, too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the cruise ship's a great idea. I'm down for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too. I think it's a fantastic idea. Thank you, Freeze, for the can. Much love to you.
Yes, we thought about... Bye, Severe. Thanks for coming by. Yep, Severe's going live at 11.
Wait, he's leaving?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's going live at 11. If anybody wants to go hang out, I don't know what he's doing tonight because he didn't inform me. But probably music. So go and check out his new video if you have not. He's over on the Foxhole. All right, so where was that going from there? Were we talking about tree houses more, or we're going to talk about... Okay, you guys really want to get to defense. I know, tonight's a big night for defense. Freeze1, thank you for the can. Really appreciate it. Okay, so let's see. Let me finish this. So SpaceX responds to NASA's concerns over Starlink collisions in outer space. And it basically says the reliability of the satellite network is currently higher than 99%. This is his response. So I'll go into this for a second before we move on to defense. SpaceX appeared to address NASA's concerns that the company's satellites would increase the risk of collisions in outer space on its website Tuesday. The reliability of the satellite network is currently higher than 99% following the deployment of over 2,000 satellites, where only 1% have failed after orbit raising. Earlier this month, NASA expressed concern over SpaceX CEO Elon Musk's plans to orbit 30,000 more Starlink satellites in a letter to the Federal Communications Commission. The agency said that the plan could create substantial congestion, increase the potential for collisions, and interfere with NASA's missions. In this letter, NASA said that there are currently 6,100 tracked objects in low Earth orbit, a number which would be increased fivefold by Musk's plans. In response, SpaceX said that it has taken extra steps to prevent collisions in space, including developing an advanced collision avoidance system that performs avoidance maneuvers if there is a greater than 1 in 100,000 probability of a collision. I didn't know that they did that. It's interesting. SpaceX also said that it inserts the satellites at low altitudes to verify the satellite's health. Heath? Or did they misspell that? Yeah. Before sending them into operational orbit and operates them at low altitudes to prevent debris. The company said that it holds itself to higher standards than even those proposed by the FCC by deorbiting its satellites within 5 to 6 years instead of after 25 years, a process SpaceX called outdated. It also said that it is the only satellite operator that has ever offered to provide routine health reports on its constellations to the FCC. NASA's concerns echo complaints from astronomers who have indicated that the satellites could negatively impact astronomical research. At the time, Musk said on Twitter that Starlink would not inhibit new discoveries or change the character of the sky. More recently, China issued a formal complaint in December to the United Nations over what it described as 2 near collisions involving SpaceX satellites and its Tiangong space station. Yeah, buddy. Don't want to get hit by a satellite. That would suck. Can you imagine being on the space station and like, oh shit. That's like a level of oh shit that really sucks.
It's coming straight for us.
Right? You know that movie with the chick, whenever she gets lost in space, that movie, when I watch that movie, it makes me sick. Like, physically sick.
What is that called? Gravity with, what's his face? George Clooney?
Yeah, it's like a ride I don't particularly want to take, but I do it because it's exciting. You know what I mean? Which that would be
floating off into the nothingness. Yeah,
overarching theme in my life, but yeah, that's like terrible. You know, like sharks. You know, deep ocean. Okay, deep ocean too. That kind of sucks. Like the idea of just something going terribly wrong and you're
being
really
in the middle of a void. Yeah, I can tell you, being in the void.
So the deep ocean
sucks.
Or that void, like either way, that's just not particularly how I want to end this incarnation. You know what I mean? Like definitely don't want to do it like that. But yeah, that movie totally makes me nauseous. Anybody else, that movie makes me completely sick. I totally trip. But then I still watch it because I love that movie. So it's like it's catch-22. You know what I mean? There's a reason NASA doesn't have to submit to Russia, and that's SpaceX. So this is kind of interesting. And then we'll be moving on to defense. U.S. President Joe Biden announced a fresh wave of sanctions aimed at Russia over its invasion of Ukraine on Thursday. The goal is to cut off Russia's economic ties to the rest of the world, starve its military, and put its space industry on ice. We estimate that we will cut off more than half of Russia's high-tech imports, and it will strike a blow to their ability to continue to modernize their military. Biden said during an announcement on Thursday. It will degrade their aerospace industry, including their space program. The Biden administration and NASA's considerable bargaining position, not to mention U.S. access to the International Space Station, a decades-long collaboration between the two countries, is greatly indebted to SpaceX, a company which has allowed NASA to send astronauts into orbit without leaning on Russia. Ever since NASA retired the space shuttle in 2011, the agency had to rely exclusively on Russian-operated Soyuz spacecraft to send astronauts to the orbital lab. That picture changed considerably in 2020 when SpaceX successfully launched the first NASA astronauts to the space station upon its Crew Dragon capsule, the result of the space agency's commercial crew contract. NASA's hand in navigating the current Russia crisis is immeasurably strengthened by the availability of Crew Dragon and its regular, reliable access to space. Absent that, they would face the choice of quietly submitting to Russian demands or abandoning the ISS. While NASA and Russia's ties extend far beyond shuttling astronauts into space, controlling access to the ISS is the ultimate trump card right now in low Earth orbit. With its unprovoked invasion of European nation, Russia has chosen a scorched Earth approach, and its space program will likely suffer the consequences as well.
Yeah, the head of their space program was pissed. He was pissed about that the other day.
That kind of blows, man. You know what I'm saying? That kind of blows for them. All right, so yeah, voids in general do kind of suck, Thumper Rose. I completely agree. All right, so yeah, so moving on now. Oops, wrong one. What's up, Keystone? All right, Foil, hit it.
Oh boy, guys, we gotta talk, okay? Now, I am all about the tinfoil. We know this, okay? We know this. But the stuff I'm seeing on social media, and some of you guys will have heard, like, before I even get into these articles, I gotta make a statement, all right? Some of you guys might have seen this. I've posted this in several places, but for the love of God, I have seen.
Here she goes.
I have seen so many conspiracy theories surrounding what is going on right now, and in my humble opinion,
did you just call them conspiracy theories?
I did.
All right.
Right? In my humble opinion, we're missing the bigger conspiracy theory here. We're missing the point at large, right? The
larger conspiracy.
We are, right? There is, without a doubt, there's a shit ton of propaganda being pushed right now, okay? From the Snake Island, FU Russian warship stuff that now, they told you people were dead, now they're probably alive, right? To the ghost of Kiev and yeah. Sam Hyde memes, right? Adam Kinzinger reposting Sam Hyde as the ghost of Kiev. That was great, right? People, they're pulling stock footage of Zelensky. For those of you that don't know, Zelensky was an actor before he was elected president of Ukraine, okay? And, they're pulling old footage of him. They're pulling footage of him meeting with, dressed in army fatigues and stuff, like he's out there on the streets, like he's just fighting Russians, kicking asses and taking names and stuff, right? This is supposed to be feel-good stories, right? And then of course, this is the new form of warfare, guys, right? Now, I've covered cognitive warfare on my own channel. The idea is to get you confused, all right? But what I will tell you is that the entirety of this is not some grandiose deception or just blatant fabrication, okay? This is happening. We've seen the build up to this for a while. If you guys remember, last year we saw, thanks, Sean Joe, for the cookie. Last year, we saw Putin start to put in place this infrastructure. Everybody was kind of on edge then, like, ooh, what is he going to do? He pulled his troops back, but he left the infrastructure there, right? So we knew right there that the dude was coming back, all right? And a lot of people are apparently under the impression that Putin is justified in what he's doing here, okay? But don't get it twisted. Putin is still an asshat in this situation. Yes, there is corruption in all government. Yes, Biden is not the dude we want on the world stage, presenting our interests, to everybody else. Like I get that, right? And I agree. I don't think Putin would have made his move had Trump been in office, right? And I do think that Putin has the right to do what is in the best interest of his own country, because I think every leader of every country should be acting in their own country's best interest. This is where we're kind of messed up now, right? Like, Biden does stuff that is not in our best interest, right? Worried about everybody else and this right. Global community and all of this is America should be America first. China is going to be China first. Russia is definitely going to be Russia first. But Putin should not be violating the sovereignty of an independent nation, guys. And yes, the U.S. has done this too, right? Let me tell you this. Okay, Putin is not like waging some war to discredit Biden, right? No, Biden doesn't need any help being discredited. All right. He's not over there fighting the deep state. Okay. Not the deep state that you guys are thinking of, right? He's not acting like some secret ally to Trump or over there, like, digging up the dirt on Hunter Biden. Like, that's not what's happening here, in my opinion, guys. Right. And the biolabs, there's a strong argument for that, right? But he's not there specifically just to take out the biolabs. All right. Now, those are reasonable targets from Putin's perspective. And if I'm Putin, I'm definitely going after him just on GP. Right. I'm sure that we're going to see some form of Russian presence there. But moreover, Putin has been, and we've covered it on this channel for the past 2 years, Putin has been allying himself with China, Iran, other nations that are hostile to any form of the U.S.-led world order. That's what this is about, right? He's not only seeking to reestablish a regional dominance, but he is challenging the entirety of the West, along with his boy Xi, right? Who I do not doubt will make a move relatively soon. This is what they see as a total realignment of the established world order, right? This is an international realignment. It's a new world order to them, okay? And for us, this realignment would suck. As bad as this sucks now, right? Their idea of what the realignment should look like would suck even worse. I promise you that, okay? Regardless of how much of a Biden and his administration are on the world stage, regardless of the cultural divide at home, which is in and of itself the result of Chinese and Russian subversion campaigns in the U.S. and the breeding of a Marxist ideology that has taken root in academia and in a lot of our other cultural institutions, right? We still have to be pro-America, guys. Like, this is a new type of war. And there was a post that Wondermod had put in Alara's chat, and it was talking about, how Putin is over there and he's fighting the deep state and it's all this stuff. What people are missing is that Putin and Xi Jinping, they are also pushing like this Orwellian, totalitarian, transhuman, technocratic nightmare of a future, right? They're just pushing their version of that, right? So don't forget, like, China and Russia are also all about total surveillance, genetically modified humans, social credit scores, just total general control of the population. Putin and Xi also have biolabs. They also want to control the world's energy assets. You know, are they over there just on some straight philanthropy to humanity, trying to disrupt, you know, the flow of cash from Ukraine? Or are they doing it for their own brand of control? Right? These Putin and Xi and what we consider the deep state, they're fighting for dominance of the same system, not some new system, not something that's just going to free us all, right? They're fighting for dominance over the same system. It is two sides of the same coin. We're getting the same false dichotomy that they feed us all the time, guys, right? Left versus right, you know, white versus black, you know, Republican versus Democrat, whatever. Right? They give you these two choices so that you feel like you have a choice, but in reality, they gave you the choices, and it's a null set. There is no choice. The only choice is not their choices, right? They both represent some sort of expanded control of the people. And when I had said this in the chat, somebody had said, so like evil is wrestling with evil, Mikey B. Evil's wrestling with evil to gain control in spite of being evil, because the evil isn't evil enough. Kind of. Yeah. You know, it's like two cartels fighting over the most profitable trafficking routes, right? The only true choice for freedom is if everybody steps outside of the conflicting narratives and says, hey, you know what?
You got me.
This
right.
whole thing
been
is
preaching
shenanigans.
That for years.
You know, like this is all some BS. But nevertheless, please don't be confused. Like, this is happening, right? It's not, and yes, the media is lying to us. No, it's not what they're painting it as. And there are warmongers that want total war. Like, I'll give an example. Hillary Clinton calling for preemptive cyber attacks on Russia the other day. That in and of itself is an act of war. That's it. If that happens, that's it. That's all. Okay. And when I say we're looking at an international realignment, I mean, I'll give you an example. Saudi Arabia, right? Saudi Arabia has traditionally been supposedly one of our strongest allies in the Middle East. Okay. So I covered a story on here about a year ago where we had evidence that Saudi Arabia was actually getting help from China to build their own missiles, right? Well, today, Saudi Arabia reconfirmed an OPEC plus deal that they're in, where Russia is essentially in charge of oil distribution, right? They reconfirmed their agreement to this, right, on the world stage, right? So things are getting super spicy, and we're seeing people start to pick sides, you know. And what sucks is if our choices are their version of the world order or the version that we've already been subjected to, hey, I'm going with the devil I know, because at least with some sort of US-led form of world order, we can fight from here to make the changes we need. If Putin and Xi are in control, please believe they don't give a shit what you have to say about any of it. None of it. Like, they don't give nary an F about what anybody has to say about any of it.
Yeah,
it will be total dominance.
You have some very excellent points, and I know you study and keep up with geopolitics on a level that is kind of astonishing, really. But I agree with you on a lot of points, and I completely see where your thought process is going. But I kind of also lean towards there's a lot going on, I think, that we don't know. I mean, and I don't know. You know, there's so much.
How does that make a difference?
It does.
What do you mean? There's a lot.
You have a valid point. It's just what is actually going on. What we're able to decode from the information that we're able to garner about what's going on probably isn't the full picture of what's actually going on, because there's things happening behind closed doors and agreements and whatever. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
There always is. There always is. But when we're looking at a macroscopic view here, this is what we're seeing, right? I wish I had sent it to you, but they're like, and I'll get to this. But one of the issues that we saw just recently in the UN Security Council, okay? As a matter of fact, click on Russia blocks Security Council action on Ukraine.
Yeah, Keystone, I agree. We literally don't know, right? And I see a lot of people like, I know, and I'm like, no, none of us really know. I mean, I think Foyle's take from what you can garner from actual information and movements and patterns, is her take is a very good take. It's, you know what I mean? But, I just think there's a lot.
I mean, I'm not just looking at the information that's being presented to us right now. I've been watching this for years.
Yeah,
and I've been listening to statements that she has been making for years, that Putin has been making for years. Like they, you guys want to quote it all the time. Putin says he's against the NWO. Yeah, he is. Our version of it. Right, and I say our, meaning the American led. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Please don't get it confused. They are out for themselves. They're out for themselves. Thank you, Leyland. I appreciate that.
Okay, so what did you want me to click on? Are you going to cover these articles now?
Well, yeah. I'll go ahead. Matter of fact, I'll just start with. So now that I mean, hey, I said what I said, and I know a lot of you guys are looking for super saviors to come and secret decodes and stuff, and I'm just telling you, like, yes, the media lies to us. No, we don't ever get the whole story. But this is the whole point of this show, is the information is there if you're willing. And that's what I do on my own channel. I pull together threads. The information is there if you're willing to sit and look for it. We can't just be contrarians because it's the cool thing to do. You know what I mean? Like we really have to look past, because we get this side, and usually the truth is somewhere in the middle anyway.
That's exactly my point, is I think the truth actually lies somewhere in the middle of this extreme or that extreme, and I think
that's what I try to present.
I think and I think it was very telling to see how many people jumped in support of the Ukraine, how many people we know are bad guys jumped on that, right? So that does put your mind in the thought process of there's more going on here than we realize. You know what I mean?
but look at it like this.
But it doesn't discredit. That doesn't discredit whatsoever what you've been saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, no, like Soros and I've seen this all day. Soros and Abramovich are supporting Ukraine, so therefore I support Russia. Listen, man, Soros and Abramovich will tell you the water's wet. Are you going to sit here and tell me, well, it must be dry then? Like, we can't do that. We have to look beyond that initial urge to just say, well, since they said it, it must be a lie. Like, no, the devil will tell you truths. The devil will cite you scripture for his purpose, man.
Right.
That doesn't make everything he says a lie. There only has to be a little lie in the midst of the truth that they're telling.
U.S. Anon says some truth in every lie. It's true. I mean, that's how you run psyops on people. You give them just enough truth where they get roped in. And
that's what the whole cognitive warfare thing is. They give you enough to get you muddled. And we're just going to see more and more of this with the advent of social media platforms. Like, this is a new thing, man. People's brains are being scrambled right now, dude. Totally scrambled. But it doesn't mean everything you hear is a lie. This is where true discernment is needed. Not just jumping on a bandwagon or thinking like, okay, well, they said this, so it must be this. Like, we've got to say, so what other supporting factors can we look at? Right. What has been the historical trend here? What did this guy say 5 years ago? What have they done with their military? We've got to tie it together, guys. You got to look deeper, man. We got to go deep. Okay.
So
anyway,
are we
articles now? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with some of the comments in the chat about Jesus coming back. That would be great. Something. We need something.
Right.
Clearly, we're getting something in 2026.
And I love all you guys. I know a lot of you guys are not going to agree with what I had to say, but I said what I said, man. I love each and every one of you, and I thank you for being here.
Well, me and Foyle have very different perspectives. That's why a relationship works. And, she has every right to her opinion, just like I do, and just like everybody in this chat, And if we can't come together and have discussions and share our differences of opinion without getting triggered or offended, then there's a real problem there. So I'm completely fine with that. Is there some of this you want to go into, or did you kind of wrap it all up in your rant?
Well,
thank you, UFO Mark, for the super chat.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it, friend.
Yeah, thank you, Debbie Roush. This is I'll go through this kind of quick. So this is kind of crazy. So Putin dropped the N word, right? Not that N word. Nuclear. He said it. Nuclear, right? As
Yeah, I
George
still
W.
can't
Bush would
believe
say.
that he said that.
Yeah, it's crazy. So so this article is from a few days ago, right? So Putin was giving a speech, and and just for him to even utter the word right now put everybody on edge. He had said, as for military affairs, even after the dissolution of the USSR and losing a considerable part of its capabilities, today Russia remains one of the most powerful nuclear states, right? And everybody was like, oh my God, he said the N-word, right? Well, today, and this is what's crazy. This is what I mean about the conflicting information that we get. So today we see what? We see an announcement that Ukraine and Russia are going to meet in Belarus for peace talks. At the same time, Russia ups the nuclear threat, the nuclear alert level on its military forces. This is just like the other day. This is just like a couple of weeks ago. Putin told Biden, I'm going to pull back some of my troops. Calm down. And he actually sent more guys in, right? Right? So this is where we get twisted narratives, right? So he said the other day, he was like, we're still one of the most powerful nuclear states. The whole world was like, oh my God, he said the word, right? And then today, as they're meeting for peace talks, he ups the nuclear alert level on his entire military force, which is crazy, right? If you go on to the next one about Finland and Sweden, this was kind of crazy. So the other day, Russia's foreign ministry spokeswoman flat out said that they would have a military response should Sweden and Finland intend to join NATO. Sweden and Finland are over there like, oh, bruh, right? Because they had sent money and they had sent some armaments and different levels of support to the Ukrainian government. Well, when she said this, that was crazy. That was crazy. So you've got major Western powers that are now getting getting pretty much directly threatened. Like, oh, you think we're stopping with Ukraine? Go ahead, you join NATO, see what happens, right? That was the second article.
Oh, my bad. See, I'm getting checked right now. That's cool. I like getting checked occasionally.
Getting checked about what?
I don't know. Just a second. You were checking me out. I wasn't moving the articles. It's fine. Allison N. coming with the can. Thank you for all of your perspectives. Thank you for the can, friend. Really appreciate it. And then I saw a comment over in the chat that I wanted to read if I can go back and find it. Where was it?
Average Joe Patriot says Ukraine is the single largest Clinton Foundation donor. Coincidence? No, I don't think it is a coincidence. Believe me, I don't think Ukraine is innocent in this.
Right.
I don't.
Pyramid 7, welcome to 1 Foot in 5D Space Force News. Good to have you here, friend. Go ahead, Boyle. I can't find it.
Okay, go on to the next one. So this is interesting.
No, we all know Ukraine's corrupt. I mean, we all know what goes on there. Where that's a strong.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, that's common knowledge.
That's the whole quid pro quo. Like, no, I'm not denying that at all. Or that Biden is acting in his own personal interests in some of the actions that he's taken there. Like, I'm not denying that at all. Not at all. But I just need people to understand. Oh, sorry. Canadian. I just need people to understand that this is Putin and Xi are trying to create their own version of a world order that is not that is not governed at all by U.S. interests. That is their version of the world order. I mean, that's what's happening here essentially. And to that effect, if you click on the third article, China told Russia about U.S. intel on invasion. So Biden had been going to China like, hey, man, can you guys help us out here? Like, we're trying to get Putin to chill out. Like, can somebody do something, please? Kept sending intel to China on Russia that they were getting. China turned around and told Russia about the intel, right? Turned right around and told Russia about the intel, which was crazy. And I mean, this was happening as far back as December. And then if you click on the fourth article, we saw this week as well. Russia blocks Security Council action on Ukraine. So Russia and China are permanent members of the UN Security Council, right? US, Russia, China, India, I forget who else. And then there are some alternating nations that sit in as well. So there are currently 15 members sitting on the Security Council, and 11 of these, we put forward a resolution to decry the Russian invasion of Ukraine. 11 people voted in favor. China, India, and the United Arab Emirates abstained from voting, right? So China wouldn't even speak up against this stuff in the Security Council, no surprise, right? But it just goes to further my point that China and Russia are aligned, right? And then we're seeing, if you go on to the article about Iran, we're seeing other things pop up, right? The Iranian president is jumping in on the shenanigans, talking about NATO. NATO's expansion is a serious threat to that region's stability and security, right? Ibrahim Raisi, the Iranian president, told Vladimir Putin in a phone call recently that NATO's expansion was a horrific threat. Iran is all in favor of what Russia is doing, and to keep the gas on, their expansion, that NATO's expansion eastward is creating a threat to multiple regions, including the Middle East, according to Iran. And then finally, if you go to the last article, we see apparently,
right, Ben,
Chinese President Xi talking to Kim Jong-un and now pledging increased friendship and increased cooperation between North Korea and China, citing a new situation, right? Now, they don't clarify what this new situation is, but just that we're going to be seeing additional work between China and North Korea. North Korea, who, by the way, today launched another missile in the midst of all this ruckus. They're out there launching shit, right? As if people aren't on edge enough. We see them launch again today. So when I say this is creating a huge global divide, that's my
U.S. Anon said, remember Trump's world tour was very, very important to what's happening now. See, I kind of tend to agree with that. I think what we saw go on during the Trump administration, the way we saw world leaders act, the trips he made, the things that he did, I think was very telling. Now, I can't fully tell you what, but I just think that there's more going on than meets the eye right now.
Listen, Trump was a wild card, right? We heard some stories come out this week where Trump apparently told Putin while he was in office, allegedly, right? I don't know if this was confirmed or not, but this has been mentioned several times, that should Putin move on Ukraine, Trump would bomb Moscow. And Putin was like, nah. And Trump was like, yeah.
Right.
They don't know what he's going to do.
There is,
right?
It's true.
They didn't know what he was going to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely true. All right, so we done with defense, Boyle?
Yeah. That'll be about all for today.
All right.
Nature break.
Everybody's favorite nature break. All right, let's watch this
I love
dog
this
and this
one.
frog. Wait, frogs can squeak like that?
Yeah, buddy.
Neat. Look at them, they're friends. That's a fake frog. That is not a real frog. That is a toy, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That is not a real frog.
That's a frog, Alara.
Come on, man.
I mean, I do think they're little buddies.
Is that a real frog, guys?
That is absolutely a real frog. I mean, frogs croak and ribbit and do all kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, I know, but...
And the dog is just playing with him. If he was trying to hurt him,
No, he's not trying to hurt. They're just playing.
He just wants to hear him squeak.
He squeaks. I didn't know frogs squeak, guys. Oh, little pet
Well, thank you
frog.
for listening, Successful Sarah.
Yeah, a little pet frog. It's all neat. It's all squeaking. That's so cute. All right.
Isn't he cute?
Let's see what's going on here.
Oh, this is great.
After this
So
man's
apparently-
wife passed away, his children adopted a shelter dog for him to keep company. Best decision in the world. Okay, go ahead, Foyle. Yes?
No, I was just going to say that. Apparently, after his
Sempre vou
wife
te
died, they adopted a dog.
amar. Vivo menos que você, mas é tempo suficiente pra nunca me esquecer. Se me levar pra casa, te espero no
He's got the
portão
zoomies.
até
I love when they do
voltar. Me ensina a não latir pros seus vizinhos e nem fazer bagunça no sofá. Se me levar pra casa, prometo que pra sempre vou te amar. Não ligo se você é pobre ou rico, eu juro nunca vou te abandonar. Vivo menos que você, mas é tempo.
Oh, that just got me. I don't know why. It
Isn't
did.
that great? Look, I
You guys know
know.
how I
He
do. I get all
was probably so
present and all.
sad, and then he got that dog, and his life is so happy now.
It's beautiful. The relationship we have with humans and dogs is the greatest thing. All right, what's going on here? What is this panda doing?
The panda's awesome, dude.
Party
Watch
panda.
this panda.
Look at him.
He's
probably
like drunk.
hammered.
He's
He's probably hammered, dude. Got into some sake. He's just wasted, rolling down the hill.
He's like, wee.
Right? Is he gonna go for more? Come on, go for broke, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
All the way down. You got this. He seems like he's drunk. Dogs wonder why we dance shirtless around them. Probably. It's probably accurate. Good for that panda. I thought we had another nature break. I think I'm missing one of our nature breaks today.
I sent a couple of them to the Telegram.
All right. So, on that note, yeah, you did, but I think I captured them all. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I captured them all. All right, let's see, man. Let's move on to... Stop, drop, and roll, man. Science! Glass beads on the moon. Here we go.
Yeah, this is super exciting, right?
Right, Fat Elvis? That totally got me. I was all like, oh.
The guy
love.
with
I
the
could
dog,
feel
I
it.
know.
I could feel
right
the
when
love.
I
It felt good.
I watched it like 6 times when I saw it the first time. I was like, oh look, right? Yeah, Mom, that is precious. Yeah, glass beads on the moon. So there is glass on the moon. It's usually really tiny and in the rock. This is interesting because apparently the Chinese rover found relatively large glass beads that they're thinking are like a half an inch to an inch large on the surface of the moon. And they're thinking that it may indicate potentially a history of lunar volcanism at some point. You know, possibly that it's the result of, asteroid impact and the cratering that it made these glass beads. They don't know. But yeah, these translucent glass globules, right, that the U-2 rover found, part of China's Chang'e 4 mission.
It could have got the glass beads before it came over here to become our moon. Before the Death Star was moved. It could have been Mardi Gras on the moon,
before the Death Star was
moved to the Earth. It could have been before.
Maybe.
Do we know?
Maybe. Yeah.
Right.
Or maybe there was,
Death Star.
3 boobied alien chicks up there throwing Mardi Gras beads. I don't know.
It totally could be. You know what I mean?
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Right? It's the only thing that makes sense to me. Right?
Yeah,
they're in the Von Karman crater. These beads on the dark side of the moon. Look at that.
Desert Fire could have been alien jewelry making. See, there's got great ideas tonight. How come China's finding all? How come when we got that moon goo,
we get the
beads, like all the cool stuff that gets dropped, all the little drips, it all comes from China. China finds it. Why is that? China finds it.
What's
happening in 2026? That's
Vulcan sex beads. I know, right? Everybody keeps talking about it. Like all of these.
If there's anybody out there that knows what's happening in 2026, please feel free to reach out to Alara because I want to know. I want to be on the end here. I want to know what's going on in 2020. Are we going to finally get our alien invasion?
I hope so. Be much more entertaining than World War III, I'll tell you what.
Secret Weepin', you need some spiritual advice. Well, talk to your guides. Everybody has them. Except Jesus won't talk to me. I've tried to talk to Jesus over and over again. Jesus will not talk to me.
He says your line is busy, friend.
That's not true. I've dialed over and over again. Jesus won't talk to me.
That's what he told me.
Aliens talk to me, but Jesus won't. I don't understand. I feel some type of way about it sometimes, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
The Canadian says he thinks China did it to screw with the U.S. program for not telling us. So they're just telling us, like, fine, you don't want to tell them? I'll tell them. Could be.
Hey, that's definitely a distinct possibility. Definitely a distinct possibility. What's going on, Becky Lou? Good to see you, friend. Haven't seen you lately. Missing you.
Commies are garbage.
Stuff.
Says, I wish I lived next door to Alara and Foil. My life would be so much more fun. Yeah, it's all kind of yee
Foil
fun
will make
going
you
on.
Clean stuff. She'll make you clean stuff.
God forbid.
Hey, you know what I've been thinking, Foil? I need to buy a dirt bike. You know, you got me thinking the other day when you're like, we're gonna run out of gas. There's not gonna be any gas. Go get gas, Alara. I was like, man. I started thinking about it. I was like, man, how am I gonna get anywhere if we don't have any gas? And I was like, I need a dirt bike. Is what I need. I need a dirt bike on GP. Like. Now I really need a dirt bike. I can justify it because, like, what if we run out of gas? What if there's, hacking and there's no gas and gas prices go shoot to the moon, around cislunar orbit and back? What if that happens? I can ride my bike.
All the way to cislunar orbit, man.
So I need a dirt bike, everybody. This is what I've decided. It'll be used, but I'm going to get a dirt bike. It's my backup plan. Dirt bike.
I'm not opposed.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Just saying.
All right. Oh, congratulations. Keep true. Yeah, not smoking cigarettes is a great thing.
I would say the best way to contact your guardian angels and your guides is through meditation and simply seeking the creator. Like, there's no better way. I don't know. Mindfulness, being present in the present moment, leaving yourself open to being guided and direction and not, that's helps. And, meditation. It's really hard to do in the beginning, but you gotta let go of expectations, and it's something that happens over time when you meditate, and then things start happening. You'll start meeting your people, all kinds of things will start happening. You'll realize that there's so much more out there than what we perceive with our five senses in this current experience that we're having. So yeah, just seek the creator, man. Seek bliss and joy and love. Give love to people selflessly. Just love them, even if they, just love people. And that would be my best advice. And meditate, even if it's only 10, 15 minutes a day. Just discipline yourself to do it. And your guides, your angels, they'll talk to you. They'll let you know they're there. And then you'll be able to start interpreting their signals and their whatever. It gets easier and easier. And then you don't necessarily need to be meditating to start to perceive their messages and have them help you, guide you on the highest timeline for you. So that's my experience on the topic. Okay, so where were we, Foil? Before we went into angels and guides. Where were we?
Life extending plant extracts.
Oh yeah, life extending plant extracts. Okay. Here we go.
This is interesting. So apparently a research team at Louisiana State University has determined that there is a great potential to expand the human lifespan by using a form of wormwood, right? I know, right? Currently they're just testing it on worms, right? But apparently this increased the lifespan of these worms by like 40%. And it was able to help them convert unhealthy fat stores in the body to healthy fat stores in the body, right? It made them more robust and more fit in general. They were testing it on roundworms, but like 40% life extension. These things only live a couple of weeks, so they got a 40% life increase by using a wormwood extract, Artemisia scoparia, to be specific about it. So they're thinking that this might be able to be applied to humans at some point soon, once they can conclude their research.
Oh, what's up, BBP Demand? I caught you on Aaron Moriarty. So I watch Aaron Moriarty's show often if I'm trying to go to sleep because he comes on really late, and I watch his show. And last time I was watching it on the TV laying in bed, and BBP Demand came on, and he was chatting it up with Aaron, and I absolutely loved their conversation. So shout out to BBP Demand and Aaron. I love listening to his show at night, especially when he has people call in and they just talk about random stuff. Like, it's the greatest thing. You ever listen to his late night shows, Will?
I do. Great. I catch it all the time, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I'll go in there in the chat sometimes. Mm-hmm.
So shout out to Aaron Moriarty. He has a channel over on YouTube. It's called, what is it called? Truth Quest with Aaron Moriarty. Quest. Is that the name of your channel, Aaron?
Yes.
Yeah, I love hanging out over there late at night. It's cool. I usually watch it on the TV, though, so I can't really talk in the chat. But I always let them know I'm there, I just never talk. All right, so we were done with the Wormwood. Where are we going now?
Yeah. Weed.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Not
Hemp
not
can be
really
used to
weed.
make
Hemp.
rebar. This is as strong as
Hemp
steel.
can be used for everything, right? I don't know why we don't just use hemp for everything. I just thought this was interesting, right? Normally they use steel rebar in buildings. They have now determined that, from the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, instead of using steel to reinforce concrete, they've developed this composite made of a surprisingly strong hemp fiber.
One
right?
second. Aaron, can you drop the link to your channel in the chat, please? And then I'm going to try. I don't know if I can pick it up and restream, but if somebody, one of the mods or somebody can pick that up and drop it on the Foxhole, that would be great. Thank you. Desert Fire says Praying Medic is a good source for info on hearing Jesus' voice. Yeah, I follow him on Telegram. I follow Praying Medic. I like his posts.
Mm-hmm.
So, been following him for many, many years. Okay, go ahead with the hemp. Sorry.
Well, they're using fibers from a hemp stalk in combination with like a resin or a bioplastic to make bars that can actually replace steel rebar and concrete construction.
That's pretty cool, right?
I just think it's important because, like I make the video about drugs, but they tried to get rid of hemp, back in the day over paper making. Right, they were mad at hemp paper, so then they just demonized it right along with everything else and tied it in with weed and tried to paint it like it was this horrible thing. Hemp can actually be used for all sort of stuff, and I'm glad to see them, investigating the potential uses of this wonderful plant.
I'm going to grow weed where I have my treehouse. I'm going to grow vegetables and
well,
stuff,
I don't see why we wouldn't. I mean,
look what they're doing to the vegetables now. Like, this can't stand, so I have to grow vegetables and potentially weed. I mean, if you could make rebar out of hemp.
Yeah, look at all the medicinal applications for hemp and weed.
Right? So we're going to live in a weed heaven in the future, guys. All of us that decide not to get the Neuralink implants at the local mall.
Right, there you go.
Sharing our resources and living in tree houses in the woods, growing weed. That sounds like fun, actually.
What up, Cuddy? I see my cousin in the chat.
What up, Cuddy? I just want to say that. What up, Cuddy? And you're welcome, Sacred Weapon.
Secret weapon.
Secret weapon. Correct. Thank you, Foyle. Yes, you're welcome, friend. Hemp. Black Mamba says hemp was canceled because of the cotton and paper industry. Oh, I'm sure.
Yes.
Everything's a
William
conspiracy
Hearst
on this planet. Haven't you guys figured that out? Literally everything. All right, there's Aaron Moriarty's channel link right there. If somebody could drop that. Keystone just dropped it on YouTube. If somebody could drop that over on the Foxhole, that would be great. It will not let me pull it out of Restream. So, yes, I would appreciate that very much.
Yeah, go give Aaron a follow.
Yeah, Aaron's awesome. I love his late night chats. I'm going to have to call in there one night, late night, chop it up with Aaron. I love those conversations. All right, so where are we going now? Because we got quite a few things. Oh, Hacktivists come to Ukraine's defense.
Tech. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, ma'am. Can't forget that.
Technology.
All right.
Yeah, so this is always entertaining. Not just I know you guys have probably seen on the news recently because they always tell you what's going on. Anonymous has been attacking, right, on behalf of the Ukraine, attacking Russia's command and control systems and government infrastructure. They were able to, oddly enough, they've announced their cyber war against Vladimir Putin, and they were able to, I think they got the Ministry of Defense and the Kremlin's website the other day and the Duma's website. And then they started going after some of the banks. And then they were putting whatever information they wanted to be broadcast on the website up. I had seen something earlier that Anonymous had tried to get they tried to cause an explosion, which that could have been all bad. They tried to cause an explosion with one of their, I don't know, something with their infrastructure, maybe one of their gas lines. That attack was stopped, but they have been able to get into, like I said, some of these Kremlin websites. So that's always entertaining. And then the last tech article, and then we can move on to your fun stuff.
Yeah, my fun stuff. Last tech article. All right, China is about to regulate AI. Here we go.
Yeah,
secret weapon. Is that what it says? Secret weapon for the
Yeah.
can. Thank you. I was trying to heal my son. Well, I'm glad I could help in any small
Aw,
way.
we will pray.
Because Lord knows I wanted to heal, and I learned a little bit about healing, and I try to share what little bit I do know. I still have a lot to learn. So, yeah, I wish your son the
And
best.
yes, we will pray for sure.
Prayers for his son,
and
you guys.
absolutely. And yes, Thumper Rose, the same anonymous that hacked Gifts and Go for Canada, right?
Yeah. Anonymous has been co-opted. We all know this. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. So China, as of March 1st, China is set to outlaw what they call algorithmic discrimination, right? In an effort to regulate artificial intelligence. Under these new rules, apparently companies are going to be prohibited from using personal information to offer users different prices for products or services. Like, essentially, they're trying to ban companies from using personal information to determine anything. Right, which is crazy because the Chinese government is entirely, at this point, with their social credit score shenanigans, is entirely based on using the personal information of, cell phone users and whatnot to determine everything in that country, to whether you can buy a house, whether you can get on the bus, whether you can buy a car or open a bank account. So they want to stop companies from doing this while the government monopolizes the entire process. So I just thought that was interesting to mention. It's going to be dealing with algorithms that set prices, that do, the control search results, because China definitely doesn't control search results to the people, that recommends videos or filter content. Like, everything the government wants to have a monopoly on, they're about to regulate AI companies for doing. So that's interesting.
Right. All right, guys, here we go.
Disclosure.
I love how Brad snuck a puffin in there. Like, you know what I mean? Just
coming out of the sink, right?
Yeah, on GP, Brad snuck a puffin
of course
in bumper.
As well he should have.
So let's see, what do we got for disclosure? So we got this guy, Robert Stork. President Biden's nominee for Inspector General of the Department of Defense stated during a Senate hearing Tuesday that if confirmed, he will follow through with current efforts involving the comprehensive assessment of unidentified aerial phenomena. The statements were made as the United States Senate Committee on Armed Services convened to consider Storch's pending nomination to the Department of Defense, along with other nominees for positions within the DoD and the Department of the Air Force. As the committee members presented questions to the nominees, U.S. Senator Kristen Gillibrand asked Storch about his awareness of the DoD's ongoing assessment of the response from DoD components to the intrusions of unidentified aerial phenomena and controlled DoD airspace, as well as UAP activity around naval and air operations, and whether he felt the NSA had been responsive to the DoD's current inquiries. I'm afraid that's not an issue with which I am currently familiar, Storch told Gillibrand, adding that if confirmed, I certainly am willing to look into that and take any action that's appropriate. Gillibrand further pressed Storch about his commitment to sustain this comprehensive assessment until it reaches its appropriate conclusion, also asking whether audits and other actions may be taken if the assessment recommends as much. As is typical, I think, across the IG community, when a new IG comes in, if there are pending matters, those would continue in the office and it would be perfectly appropriate to examine them, Storch told Gillibrand. Gillibrand then asked Storch to please familiarize yourself with this issue, further requesting that he respond to both of those questions in writing before your confirmation, please. Storch, who appeared to be mildly taken off guard by the senator's pointed remarks, agreed to Gillibrand's requests. On November 4th, 2021, Senator Gillibrand filed a proposed amendment to the fiscal year 2022 National Defense Authorization Act, which called for a new permanent office within the DoD to investigate ongoing observations of unidentified aerial objects by U.S. personnel during training exercises and other military activities. A version of the amendment with minor revisions. So, I'm not impressed. It's just more of the same. Yeah, I'm going to do something about it. And then, look what we got in the preliminary assessment. We've got another assessment coming up in October of, I believe, next year, right? Where they're supposed to release more for, and Lou Elizondo keeps claiming they're going to, bigger things are going to come out, bigger pieces.
2022 is supposed to be the year, man.
I don't know. Something's coming in 2026, clearly. Clearly. All right, so let's see. What else do we got here? This is something Foyle found on UFO Twitter. Helicopter crew pulled from 2,000 feet in 1973 Mansfield, Ohio. Seen and reported by observers from the ground. Lieutenant Colonel Coyne went to the UN to urge them to take the subject seriously. I'm going to check this out real quick. And I've got some other stuff I want to go into.
One of the most thoroughly investigated cases in Dr. Haynes' file involves the near collision of a UFO with a United States Army helicopter piloted by Lieutenant Colonel Lawrence Coyne and his crew. While flying over Mansfield, Ohio at 11 p.m. on October 18, 1973, they observed a bright red object which paralleled their craft and then rapidly moved toward them on a collision course.
I looked out the window and observed this light moving at a very excessive speed, in excess of 600 knots, coming at the helicopter. It looked like a lockdown missile.
A family of 5 in a car observed the strange red object on a collision course with Colonel Coyne's helicopter. They pulled off the road to watch.
The thing that makes this particular evening a unique experience was that it was almost a mid-air collision with an object that you know as a UFO. We did not know it was such until it was on top of the helicopter, and that took just a matter of minutes.
Colonel Coyne put the helicopter into a dive to try to avoid impact.
Wow.
When he and his crew looked up, the object was keeping pace with them.
While it was in this position, the green light came out from the undercarriage of the UFO.
Colonel Coyne cut the power and set the controls for a steep dive. In spite of this, the helicopter was pulled upward toward the UFO from an altitude of 1,700 feet to an altitude of above 3,700 feet.
Wow.
The object that I viewed that particular evening
Crazy, right?
had a high degree of technology. It was composed of a structure and a design that we do not have. The object can move through the atmosphere without causing any turbulence. It can move at high speeds below 10,000 feet. There are no vertical or horizontal stabilizers, no landing gear, no source of propulsion reflected on the craft. It looks like it could fly in space.
This document is the result of years of investigation into Lieutenant Colonel Coyne's helicopter encounter with a UFO. It verifies the facts just presented to you. Lieutenant Colonel Coyne felt so strongly about his UFO experience that he became part of a delegation to the United Nations that tried to encourage the
Welcome
UN
to
to
ufology,
deal with
bro.
the subject of UFOs.
Right?
It's a shit show. Welcome to the party. You know what I mean? It's true, though. Like, this stuff happens to you. There's nothing you can do about it. It just happens. And then, like, it changes your life. It just does. Like, after that. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're military, non-military. Like, it just... You're just going
I love
about
these
your life
old
one day.
videos of respected people that have been trying to tell,
People for
and
a
they
long
just,
time.
you know, got mocked or whatever. Like
Right.
if he came out with that now, people might be like, oh, what? You know, but back in the day, they were like, oh, what? This guy wants to go to the UN and do what
He's
now?
one of these crazy UFO people, right? And it's like, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, you know who I really feel for is, you know, Travis Walton, you know? That dude didn't sign up for that. You know what I mean?
Man.
It just happened. And then the rest of his life has been about him going on a spaceship and getting abducted by aliens. And you know, it's like, I get it, you know, it changed my life in such a way that, I mean, look, I'm on here doing a show on Space Force Defense and Disclosure every Sunday night, like clockwork. Why? Because I have a, you know, a perspective on this stuff that perhaps others do not. And I feel it's important to get the information out there and prepare people for what's coming. You know, we've been deceived for a very long time, and it's important for people to stay on this topic because it's very real. And but sometimes it seems as though it's not if you haven't had a direct experience. You know, so yeah. Canadian Fire in the Sky was a mockery of what he reported. Absolutely correct. If you ask him, it wasn't a negative experience, though his perception may have been, you know, you know, Hollywood's going to do what Hollywood's going to do, man. That's what they do, you know. They take and mutilate things. So, and clearly there's an agenda for us not to see the benevolent extraterrestrials as what they are, which are guardians, you know. They shut down nukes. They, you know, they intervene in certain situations. They try to guide, and I'm talking about the benevolent ones, guys. I'm not talking about the reptiles and the other ones. But for some reason our government, even those that are coming forward, are trying to make us fear them, that they're a threat type of thing, right? So this has been going on for heavily documented for 70 plus years. And these people are super advanced, these beings. But yet they haven't done anything. So that kind of tells you everything you need to know. I'm not saying there's not negative extraterrestrials. There is. But the ones that are negative are already here and manipulating things from behind the scenes. All right, so here we go.
Yes, ma'am.
Overclassifying UAP is a national security crisis. Try to imagine a branch of the United States military, specifically the Air Force, withholding critical UAP intelligence from not only interagency government departments, congressional oversight, but likely the President of the United States. Well, at least that's being said finally, because that's what's been going on for a really long time, and it needs to end. That's the gist of a powerful and compelling article that Christopher Mellon did last week in Debrief, titled "Why is the Air Force AOL on the UAP issue?" So this is kind of a long article. Personnel from the Air Force, but he basically is calling them out. He's essentially calling them out for how I'll show you in a second. Personnel from the Air Force's Office of Special Investigations have been discouraged other government personnel from sharing UAP-related intelligence on the USG's classified computer network. In a letter to Congress, and the Director of National Intelligence, Avril Haines, said that the overclassification of government secrets both undermines national security by blocking the Intelligence Committee's ability to share critical information and erodes the basic trust that our citizens have in their government. Information is typically classified to protect the sources and methods, how it was collected and who collects it, but not everything needs to be classified. Information the public needs to know can be presented in an unclassified format to keep Americans well informed. At least that's what Lou Elizondo is making the case for. Here's a quote from Lou. What I would propose is that whoever leads this effort moving forward really needs to remember that there is a very easy way to do it all the time with the United Nations. We do it all the time with the American People's State of the Union address, where you take highly classified data and you provide that information to the American people in an unclassified manner. We didn't win the Cold War because we were better at keeping secrets. We won the Cold War because we were better at making decisions and moving the information faster. The lesson here is that unimaginable catastrophes occur when imperative intelligence is not shared among intergovernmental agencies and congressional lawmakers. And this is exactly why such dark things have gone on for so long, because there's been absolutely no oversight, and that absolutely needs to change. You know, this level of technology is frightening. What's even more frightening is that it's only in the hands of people. It's not being regulated. There's no oversight, and it's only in the hands of people who, won't use it for good. Let's put it that way. So, and I preach about this
Amethyst
all the time,
Cat, for the cookie.
about how we need to up our spiritual game. Like this level, release the tech. I'm all for release the tech. But people, we have got to get our society in order. We have got to up our spiritual game. I don't know how else to say it. Like,
No, that's right. And as a matter of fact,
we're about to be a Star Trek civilization. We already are, but we're about to be in a public way. And go ahead, Foyle.
Since you said that, I saw somebody I had to go back and read the chat from when I was ranting earlier. Somebody said, well, what can we do? Does this mean there's no hope? I think it was Greg Herrera. No, there's always hope. And that's what we can do, right? Make ourselves better, right? Because I truly believe you make yourself better. You affect the people around you. They get better. Like, then they affect the people around. Like,
100%.
That
Absolutely.
and stand up for what you believe in, man. There are too many people that are quiet, willing to sit by on the sidelines and be like, do I still got to go to work tomorrow though? Like, that's what they're worried about or whatever.
Evil happens because good men do nothing.
Yeah.
That's it. Take a stand.
But yes, I always think there's hope, I also think Jesus is coming, but I think that there's hope,
Right. But you're not waiting around for Jesus, Foyle. I know you. You're not waiting around for Jesus.
When he gets here, I'll be like, yay! But until then, I'm going to do what I can do, man.
Yeah, you're doing what you can, and that's what we all need to do. But really, she hit a very important part. Doing the inner work, healing yourself, becoming the most whole being that you can be, healing your traumas. This affects in ways of people around you that you can't perceive, and that's all. Change starts there, and then you'll begin to see it out in the world. Then you'll see it manifest out in the world because you started here, right? If there's anything I've learned, that's definitely something I've learned. So
change
all right,
starts with you.
When asked by Chrissy Newton of the debrief if Congress continued to be stonewalled by the Air Force, would other departments step forward on UAP-related issues and leaking become pervasive, Elizondo responded first and said, when people lose faith and confidence in the system and they feel like they've got nowhere to go, then that's when you start seeing the leaks, when you start seeing people getting frustrated because the system isn't working. And again, I don't necessarily condone that, but that seems to be kind of the trend. So if the Department of Defense, the intelligence community doesn't want any more leaks, then my suggestion would be for them to be more transparent. Be as transparent as possible on the topic. Thank you so much, Chandro, for the cookie. While historic, it is unknown how much information Congress will secure from the Pentagon intelligence sources, nor what will be declassified and released to the public. Congress's first annual UAP report is due on October 31st of 2022. So we have a report coming out, guys. October of this year. They're supposed to release more information, but based on what we got last time,
dun, dun, dun. Right?
Like it's not looking promising. So this is the article that they're referencing. So my take from it is Chris Mellon did this article for Debrief. I'll kind of recap just a little bit of it, and then I want to talk about Space Fence a little bit because it kind of relates to this. Director of National Intelligence released a public report entitled Preliminary Assessment Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon. The report confirmed that vehicles of unknown origin and capability are operating on a recurring basis with seeming impunity in restricted U.S. military airspace. It also appears that in some cases, these vehicles are maneuvering in ways that surpass not only U.S. aerospace capabilities, but our understanding of physics. The DNI's report cited 144 incidents since 2004 in which the U.S. military detected these enigmatic aircraft. Although OSD and DNI Public Affairs refused to clarify, it is my understanding that the U.S. Air Force contributed very few, if any, of the 144 reports. So basically, they're calling out the Air Force for not submitting reports and not letting people speak. If one or two USAF UAP reports did slip through, they are at best the exception that proves the rule. Otherwise, it was virtually all U.S. Navy reporting. Notably, in 80 cases, multiple sensor systems simultaneously corroborated the presence of UAP. So that just kind of supports the fact that, the U.S. Navy secret space program is, trying, at least in some regard, to start declassifying and this information. And the Air Force is still hanging on tight to the complete overclassification of things. That's what it tells me. So it was all U.S. Navy reporting. Notably, in 80 cases, multiple sensor systems simultaneously corroborated the presence of UAP. How is this possible in light of the United States Air Force's global responsibility for aerospace defense and its massive air and space surveillance capabilities? Right, and I never really thought about this until I kind of started going through this stuff. It's true, Foyle. Like, these people have the sensors. They know exactly what is going on up there. And yet, we're getting nothing from them. You're the Air Force, You were our only air anything until Space Force came along. And so when you've got all these sensors going on there, we're going to go into Space Fence a little bit. And I'm going to, I think, Chris Mellon, regardless, guys, we don't have to go into the Chris Mellon, Lou Elizondo. We both know exactly what they are. We don't need to reiterate that every time we talk about them. But it is good to keep tabs on what they're saying and not saying publicly and the agendas at hand. So they did an interview recently where they went into where Christopher Mellon went into a really good description of Space Fence, and then I want to show you something about it. So he's got an excellent point in that regard, that we have all this stuff well documented, all these UFO and like all of it. You know what I mean? And I know for myself, when I had a very close encounter, there was military drones watching the whole thing the entire time, and they were there immediately. So the only conclusion I could reach is that AI dispatched them. So that means the AI knew as soon as that ship manifested, or however you want to call it, decloaked, whatever, the military knew, and there was drones there immediately. Okay? So for them to deny it at this point that they don't have the data, yes, they have the data. They absolutely have the data. Now, why aren't they sharing the data? You know what I mean? So, how is it possible in light of the U.S. Air Force global responsibility for aerospace defense and its massive air and space surveillance capabilities, are we to believe that the U.S. Air Force did not detect any unidentified aerial phenomena from 2004 until 2021. This lapse in USAF reporting raises doubts about the credibility of the Air Force on the UAP issue and its responsiveness to civilian oversight. And I want you guys to hear what Christopher Mellon says about Space Fence in this recent interview that was on Ryan Sprague's channel. They had both Christopher Mellon on and Lou Elizondo to discuss the article that Christopher Mellon wrote that we were just kind of going through. And I want you to hear what he says about Space Fence.
System called the Space Fence, which is unique to the United States. And we have two locations, one in the northern and one in the southern hemisphere, where this system operates. And essentially anything in orbit that passes through the beams of this system is going to be cataloged in high detail and high resolution. Incredibly powerful system. In addition, we have these solid state phased array radars that are the most powerful emitters on the planet Earth, that are in locations around the periphery of North America to guard us against ICBM and cruise missile attacks and bomber attacks from afar. They can see, in some cases, objects potentially 20,000 miles away, the size of a baseball. So the taxpayers' money has been invested extensively to provide these capabilities. They're obviously collecting mountains of data every day, 24/7, 365, all year long. And it's inconceivable that with all of that data, they're not having any incidents involving unknown aerial phenomena.
Interesting. Yeah. And again, it goes to show like how.
So yeah, he's got a really valid point on this. You know, it's impossible for them not to know at this point. And, you know, I want to remind you guys kind of this video. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this video where there's a clear, now this is a different vantage point. This is a different view of it, but where there's clearly a UFO. Okay. There's multiple videos from multiple angles of this. There's clearly a UFO. It's clearly doing its UFO stuff, making 90-degree turns, doing what it does. And then you see a laser shoot out at the UFO. So something alerted us, and then we immediately deployed the laser to shoot at the UFO. So check this out if you haven't seen it.
Is this a UFO leaving the Earth, making the jump to hyperspace? These are real images from the International Space Station's live feed. They show a spherical object leaving the vicinity of the Earth and traveling upwards. As the object disappears, a beam of light shoots.
Look at that. Right? So we're tracking these things. We know the moment they manifest in the third dimension, we know exactly what's going on, and we're shooting at them.
Out. The footage appeared on the ISS live feed on April 7th.
But we still don't have any, we only have 144 cases, right guys? In the preliminary? That's all we have, right?
Yeah, that's all they covered. Right? And then they, I think they only, and the crazy part is they only debunked one case. Like the other 143, they were like, we don't know. We don't know what it was.
Right.
I mean, that tells you something. Something's going on.
So I guess the main takeaway, I guess, is call it out, guys. Like, just keep calling stuff out. Just call it out. You know, also, I don't know if he's done a new video since, but shout out to Secure Team. Tyler's last video about TR3Bs. I think it's his last video. Anyway, there's some good stuff in there. There's been a lot of TR3B footage captured lately. So definitely go and check out Tyler's latest video over on Secure Team 10. All right, so on that note, yeah, just calling things out. I think is super important. Just calling a spade. Like, you know, those people that you see when the fake news shows up, calling them you're fake news, you know, I think it's important that we just keep calling things out. Like when somebody tries to discredit something, no, that's not what it is. Like, I think it's important for us to just keep calling things out, standing in our truth, being genuine, and relating our stories and experience to others. Even if you plant a seed and it changes one person and they open their mind and maybe they have an experience or something happens, you know, it's important to the greater mass consciousness, the awakening of the mass consciousness on this planet, and our growth as a species. You know, we've got the Star Trek stuff now. It's going to be disclosed to the public little by little on their little drip timeline. And the only way that really changes is if we, the people, change that in some way. You know what I mean? We got to stop consenting and letting people that run the show decide how they're going to do it. We have to start dictating how it's going to be done. And that's just my take on it. And on that note, Foyle, any closing comments on disclosure?
Nope, we're good.
I'm used to saying foil and defense, like kind of hand in hand.
Right.
Unidentified flying objects.
All right, let's quickly go through some UFOs and then we will head out for the night, friends. Just to let you know, guys, tomorrow we were going to do the Conspiracy Couch. We were going to do it on ghost radio stations and number machines and some really cool stuff. I'm really looking forward to doing that Conspiracy Couch. We were going to do this tomorrow. This was going to be the thing. We were going to do Conspiracy Couch 2 to 4. But I forgot that I have to go in for like a kind of a major, not a major surgery, but it sucks what I have to go through tomorrow. And I'm definitely going to not be okay to do a show. But I'll be okay by the end of next week. So anyway, prayers would be cool, guys. I really appreciate it. It's a little bit scary what I got to go through. It kind of sucks. And so, but it has to be done. So I would appreciate your prayers on that. And yeah, but we'll be back next Monday doing Conspiracy Couch with that same topic. So just to let everybody know. All right, let's check out this first UFO video.
I want to see the part where it fucking leaves the...
I know. See, those are the clouds.
There's no fucking helicopter that's going to be sitting here for fucking 10 minutes.
I'm at 11.
Mouth.
And I couldn't.
Oh, it's legit. He cussed.
Right? Like I was going to say, I'm not. Yep.
You could clearly see the stuff behind it.
I lost it.
Yeah, I gotta quit smoking too, fam, tomorrow. Like, I have to quit. So, I'm gonna need all the love, light, strength, and powerful prayers behind me I can get right now. Yeah. It's not gonna be easy.
You got this.
Yeah,
It's dropping.
Alright, what's going on here? Where's the UFO?
That's going back up.
Thank you, fam. I don't see it. Where is it?
Dude, this is...
Oh. Is it? Ooh.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
that's
whoa, whoa! Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa, whoa!
I can't find it.
I got it.
Whoa, what is it doing?
It's glowing.
Where is
It's
it?
glowing.
What is it doing?
Swooping all around,
oh,
man.
Shit, it's finally going away.
No.
Whoa, I got it! Woo!
Yes,
Got
Rain
it.
with him. I've heard of Delana
It's
Denon.
fucking gone.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, where?
Oh.
All right. Thanks, Kat. I know I'm gonna do it. This is the last negative thing in my life that needs to go.
This episode of Real Engineering is brought to you by the Curiosity.
Like a champ, like I do everything. Right, Foyle?
There you
See
go.
a trailer for our upcoming
right?
Nebula original series.
Oh, man.
I don't know what's going
All
on
right,
here.
how about this one? What's going on here? UFO Twitter, anonymous
Yeah,
shadow.
this-
What's going on here?
Whoa, 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 where are you? Come on,
I don't
come
know.
on.
I don't know what to think of this one.
Let me see.
I'm getting it. Whoop, where are you? Where are you? Come on, come on.
man.
I mean, if that's a real video,
Come
that's like
on,
the
man.
clearest shot ever, right?
I can't freaking believe this.
Wow, this is UFO Twitter for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know though. Look at the one over
I don't know,
Islamabad
man.
for
Whoa,
2
whoa, whoa,
hours.
whoa, where
Sat
are you?
there,
Come
and they
on,
got
come
good
on.
footage of that one. I mean, I don't
Where's the
know.
zoom button thing?
I have no idea.
Yeah, where's the zoom button thing? Right? Definitely gotta zoom in on that. Alright, what do we got here?
I'm getting it.
Coming from
Whoop,
Eco
where are you?
Codex on
Where are
UFO
you?
Twitter.
Come on, come on.
Yeah, wait, so.
Wait,
That
this
looks
sounds
like the same
like
one
the
that
other
was
one's
in
playing.
Pakistan. Okay, hold on.
Vea todo el mundo viendo.
This looks like the same exact one in Pakistan, Foyle. This is the same thing that was
Vea
in the
todo el mundo
sun
viendo.
that was recorded in Pakistan.
Well, it sounds like he's speaking Spanish.
Where is this? It's like the same UFO, guys. It looks like it.
I mean, you know.
What is this?
That one you told me to pull the video of right before the show?
Yeah, we're going to show that.
Yeah, vuelta y todo.
Yeah, it does look very similar.
Let's see where this is. It doesn't say where it is. I mean, Mexico or South America. I thought there was a sighting in Honduras, though, of the same sort of UFO.
I don't know, maybe.
Okay, what's this? Helicopter circling a Foo fighting sphere. Coming from Think Take at 528 Vibes on UFO Twitter.
We don't know what's going on here. Here comes a helicopter now. Trying to see
no,
what's
Leyland,
going
I'm not
on
letting
over here.
Kate hypnotize me. No way.
It's going towards the object.
Love you, Kate. Absolutely not.
The circle is going to go toward it. But who knows what's
Thank you,
going
Karen
on
Hare,
here.
for the cookie.
It's kind of weird. The helicopter's going toward it now.
For the UFO cookie.
Look, the helicopter's going toward it, Julian. The helicopter's going toward it now.
Thanks for all the prayers, you guys. I love you. Thank you. Appreciate it so much.
Black Mamba, we got her a vape, right? We did get a vape
Use it.
for
Yeah,
her.
My thing is fried. What is going on here?
It's checking it out. It's like, what's going on?
Right.
Looks like a Chinese lantern.
You think?
I don't know.
The helicopter
I don't
circling
really
it?
think, but it's odd.
It's definitely something weird.
There's nothing really.
Patriot Salty's throat hurts.
There's nothing holding it down, though. That's
Keep
the thing.
Sure says menthol eucalyptus
There's nothing
drops.
holding it down.
Thanks for all the recommendations, guys. I'll win this somehow. Nicotine pouches. Great idea, Black Mamba. I hadn't even thought of that.
UFO
That
in
I think
West
I have some too.
Covina, San Diego
You have
Valley.
some.
Pick 'em up. I do, don't
Helicopter is
I?
circling
Where
it.
Somewhere.
I gotta find out where they're at. Yeah, I'm glad somebody brought that up. Thank you, Black Mamba. Yeah, I can put one of those on. That'll at least help with the withdrawals.
What's today, Monday, Julian?
Alright, yeah, this is weird. I don't know what to think about all this right here. Right, Karen Hare, Chinese lantern? No, it doesn't look like a Chinese lantern, but I don't know what it is. Alright, so we got something. Mysterious flying object alerts military aircraft is coming out of Hawaii. Let's see what's going on here.
Object on the island of Kauai.
Yeah, so mysterious it sent military jets scrambling to figure out what it was earlier this week. As Manola Morales tells us, witnesses say it's still not exactly sure what they saw.
Photographer Abe Coates took this picture on Monday after he
that
saw
looks
his
like the one
neighbor
we just
gazing
watched.
up with a puzzled look. The Princeville
Right, crazy.
resident didn't quite know what to make of it.
That looks like the one we just
like
watched.
bright star, but it's still sort of daylight out. That's what it first seemed like. But I'm like, it's bigger. It's like not getting close to dusk. We shouldn't be seeing any stars this time of day. That's when I got my camera.
Coates is used to pointing his camera toward the sky, but this was unlike any he's ever seen.
Celestial events, I love to photograph. I love to photograph the moon. So
Ooh,
it was
buddy.
easy to like focus in on that. You know, I was like, it's probably a planet. And then when I took a picture, I'm like, no, it's not a planet.
He says
Yes, she
things
did
got
say
even
Kauai.
stranger when people
It
saw
looks like there's a
military
dude
jets
hanging
flying
from
and
it, though,
heard
like
sonic
it's a
booms
balloon.
over the area. Kauai
I
is
don't
home
know.
to the Pacific Missile Range. Major General
Oh, I've
Kenneth
dug
Hart
into
put
Kauai.
out a
Kauai,
tweet
there's a
saying,
lot of weird
in
shit in
accordance with
Kauai,
Homeland
guys.
Defense procedures, Pacific Air Forces launched tactical aircraft to intercept and identify the object.
Kauai's
visual-
like, you know, if you were gonna hide Jurassic Park somewhere, you'd hide it on Kauai. I'm just saying.
confirming
Why would
an
you hide
unmanned
Jurassic
balloon
Park at all?
without observable.
Why would you share it with the population? Why not have your own dinosaurs? You know?
Identification markings.
Not surprised that it was being monitored. And I guess if the military figured out what it is, they don't want us to know, or they actually don't know what it is, which would be surprising.
Hara's tweet adds, as part of our normal daily operations, we closely track all vessels and aircraft in the Indo-Pacific area to protect the U.S. homeland. Manola Morales skate.
Everybody thinks I should start smoking weed. Well, you know. Who knows? Let's see. Mysterious bulging triangle UFO filmed over city for 2 hours. So that looks like it's just like the one. So here's pictures of it. We grabbed the video footage of it. But this was covered in the mainstream. And it looks like this thing was actually filmed in multiple locations. Because this one was over Islamabad, and that other one, I'm not sure where the location was, but that was somewhere entirely different. So, it looks like whatever this white balloon-looking thing is popping up in different places, as well as this guy here. This guy's popping up in multiple locations.
Right? Hey, first branch, yes, just like an Alara source.
Yes.
Yep, definitely moving.
If I had my own dinosaur, I'd ride it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that even outdoes a dirt bike. Like, who even needs a dirt bike at that point if I've got a dinosaur? You know?
You'd ride the dinosaur?
Like, I'd be like, psh, I don't need none of y'all now. I don't need your gas. I don't need nothing. I got a dinosaur. He eats food and rolls out. You know? Plants. I would
definitely train my dinosaur for home security, I think.
Right? He's got little short arms. Remember the little dinosaur in Florida? Running somebody's
yeah,
yard
buddy,
on
the little raptor guy.
Yeah. I'd take a raptor. They're kind of badasses. I'd have a raptor bodyguard. Like instead of having pit bulls, I'd have like 2 raptors. You know, but I'd probably ride like a bronchosaurus, something like that.
It's hard to do that with the naked eye.
Stegosaurus might be a rough ride. I'm just saying.
Was really good.
Man.
You know, T-Rex has got little tiny arms. He could turn on you and eat you.
Hard to see with the naked eye now.
You know, so out of all the choices that were sold, at least, I think ride the Bronchosaurus. What do you guys think? Who are you riding?
I don't know that I'd ride it, but I definitely, yeah, security raptors would be cool.
Security raptors, for real.
Yeah.
Yes, Jenny, that eats reptilians. No, Daisy Girly, I wouldn't want to clean the dinosaurs. Hopefully he doesn't need a litter box.
Man, can you imagine trying to get a dinosaur to shit in a box? That'd be difficult. That'd be super difficult, man.
Yeah, buddy. All right, so yeah, this was... Oh, it's still going. So this went on for 30 minutes, huh? 13
yeah, I think, well, 13-minute long video. Yeah, but it was up there for hours.
Wow. It's cool. Multiple places.
Hey, Max.
Yeah, no Maxenon. We're not riding an Alarasaurus. We won't be doing that. Alarasauruses don't give rides. And if they did, it would be a rough ride. That's what we don't ride. The Alarasaurus.
This is what iPhone's maximum.
Oh, no comment.
Zoom is. I don't think I can.
Nope.
Either the clouds or
look, I made it through almost the whole show without losing it.
The past 1 hour now.
Not saying a word.
Oh, man.
Your mother says smoke pure air. That's the only substance that belongs in the lungs.
Okay,
Alara?
Mom, I'll smoke free air.
There you go.
Very good. This is definitely not a drone.
Okay, so we can't go the whole 13 minutes, but now you guys have seen the footage. You know what's going on here. That is the footage that's been all over... What do we got here?
The mainstream.
We're just about done. Has anyone been able to debunk this alleged TR-3B footage spotted above a children's playground in Kassel, Germany? All right, let's see what they got here. Oh, come on, man.
Was ist hier das?
Come on.
I mean, it's sad that we get if it is a clear, like, are we just assuming that all clear videos must be fake then?
No, just they don't.
Like, are we to that point?
In my experience,
I don't know.
They don't just cruise over playgrounds decloaked, with looking exactly like the drawings and the what I'm talking about. What do you call them?
The patent.
Looking just like the patent graphics, right? That just doesn't like. No, I think this one was added in. That's what I think. I think this is CGI. They just don't do that.
Maybe.
They don't do that. They just don't do that. What do you guys think? I don't know. Soriko
Free
thinks
says,
it's legit.
wonder if
I'm
dinosaur
not with
tastes
it.
like chicken. Probably. Everything tastes like chicken.
You guys, you can't ride Alarasaurus. You can't eat Alarasaurus. There'll be none of
we're
that.
definitely not touching that. Michael Scott
Alright,
says,
so-
where's Fearless? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where Fearless has been. He does it sometimes. He goes MIA for a while. That's fine. Let's see here. What do we have left? We can't really go into this right now. We'll have to save that for later. Robotic aliens communicating telepathically while egg-shaped UFO crashes in the river. Interesting, though.
Sounds serious, though.
But yeah, we're running out of time tonight. So, we'll check out this last UFO video, and then we'll wrap it up, guys. Light being spotted in San Francisco saying hello. How are you? Let's check it out. Reddit recon. Yes, Greg, I agree. Starstream. Definite CGI situation there. Now this here looks like it could be a spaceship, I think. Yep, it phased out. Look at that. There's a spaceship. That's an authentic spaceship video.
Doing its little power-ups.
Yep. Power up, power up. Yeah, nobody in the chat touched that either. That was good. Good job, guys. You're on Team Alara. I can see it. Thank you. Yes, Debbie, I agree. Going from one addiction to another is not a good thing. I'm just going to stop smoking. I'm not going to go to another addiction. I'm not going to become a vapor. I'm not doing all that. Yeah, this here is an authentic UFO video. I like this. This is good. It's good footage. Somebody got it. Yeah, buddy. Look at it. Do a little power up.
Mm-hmm.
Whoop. Gone. Bye, friend.
Ta-da!
Thanks for coming. Yep,
Right.
thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. All right, guys. On that note, let me go get your scratching over on the foxhole and release that for you. Give me 1 second here. Boy, you got anything exciting coming up?
Well, I am thinking that Severe should be on with me this week. Possibly Wednesday at 8. More than likely. And then, of course, Conspiracy Theory Trivia on Fridays over on my channel, which is linked in the description below. If you haven't gone over and given me a follow, feel free.
Yeah, so I let you guys know about tomorrow. We're not having a couch, no shows, because Alara's got to deal with some lame 3D stuff. But we will be back next Monday doing Conspiracy Couch, Number Machines, and Ghost Radio Stations. That's going to be a really fun one, and I can't wait to come back and do Conspiracy Couch with you guys. So yes, I will most definitely be making a post about that. Big thank you to all the mods. Couldn't do this without you. Love you so much. Thank you for all the work and the time that you put in with helping us. We really appreciate that. To all the people that posted gold pills and super chats.
Yes, thank you. Much love to you.
Really, really super appreciate the support.
We do.
Love all you guys. Love Sunday nights with the Space Treats, man. What can I say? It's the greatest thing ever. Thank you for all the prayers, guys, and sending light to me for tomorrow. I'm gonna need it. So, and all the great suggestions. I'm gonna have to find those nicotine patches for.
There you go. Yeah, buddy.
Otherwise, I'm gonna turn into a Allosaurus Rex. And we don't need none of that, do we?
No, ma'am.
All right.
No, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Well, you know what it is. You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, guys. If you want to donate to Space Force News directly, you can do so. The Cash App and Venmo are listed in the description below. Thanks for coming to hang out. You can definitely catch us on the free speech platforms. Rockfin, Foxhole, go make the free account. Give us a follow over there. And we will be back here next Sunday, same time. Same bat time, same bat channel, right,
Same
Alara?
bat channel. That's
Live, right? Sunday at 9 for another awesome episode of Space Force News Live. And until then, keep your eyes on the skies and stay loyal.
We are your news, and this mention, and the next. Good night, Space Treats. We'll see you next week.